Welcome to Week 7, where we focus on follow-up questions and improvement. Evaluation is the first step. You can question, verify, revise, or reject a response. A key rule is not to ask the AI to make something better until you have defined exactly what better means. Start with the response saved in the previous lesson. Do not automatically continue the conversation. First, evaluate the result against your purpose. Then, decide on the best next action, which could be another prompt, verification, a restart, or stopping entirely. Remember that an AI response is just a starting point. It may look polished with clear headings and confident language, but that does not guarantee quality. Fluency is not the same as accuracy. Always compare the output with your initial goals. Evaluate your results using these 5 categories: useful, unclear, unsupported, missing, or inappropriate. Different parts of the same response might fall into different categories, so identify which specific weakness matters most before deciding your next move. It is common for one response to be both useful and inappropriate. For example, an AI might provide a clear medical definition while incorrectly offering specific treatment advice. Do not judge the entire output with one label. Instead, evaluate the response piece by piece. Choose the highest priority weakness for your next step. Focus on one issue at a time, whether it is a factual claim, a missing perspective, or the language level. By changing one priority, you can clearly see what improvements were made. Avoid vague follow-ups like, make it better. Instead, be specific. A strong request names the target, the desired change, and the essential meaning that must be preserved. This gives the AI clear, actionable direction. When building a targeted follow-up, think in 3 parts: the target, the requested change, and the condition for success. Combining these ensures that the AI understands exactly what needs to be fixed and what needs to stay the same. If the meaning is difficult to grasp, use a clarifying move. Ask the AI to define a term, explain a distinction, provide an example, or restate the information more simply. Always check to ensure that simplification has not altered the original meaning. To deepen a superficial explanation, request information on key factors, supporting evidence, or limitations. Remember, more text does not always mean more depth. True depth exposes the underlying reasoning so you can examine it critically. Use a challenge move to test the robustness of an assumption or conclusion. Ask the AI to identify what evidence might weaken its position. However, do not force a balanced view if the evidence strongly supports one side. If content is useful but hard to parse, ask for a reformat. Using a table can make information much easier to compare. Just keep in mind that changing the structure improves usability, but it will not fix underlying factual errors. Turn your interaction into active practice. Instead of just reading, ask the AI to pose one question at a time and wait for your response. This forces you to think and explain, which is much more effective than passively receiving information. Match the weakness to the correct action, clarify for confusion, deepen for superficiality, and challenge for testing assumptions. If you find significant factual gaps or high risk, verify outside the AI and consult experts where necessary. Finally, remember that the AI cannot verify itself. Asking it to double-check its own work within the same conversation is not independent. Always perform verification using external sources, like official websites, textbooks, or subject matter experts. If the conversation foundation is fundamentally flawed, such as having an unclear purpose or conflicting instructions, don't keep polishing it. Restarting is not a failure. It is a faster, clearer, and more responsible way to get the results you need. When reviewing revisions, compare versions against your original criteria. Check if the target actually improved and if the original meaning was preserved. Stop when the purpose is met, if progress level's off, or if you identify that you need input from a qualified human expert. Finally, keep a record of your improvement process. Document the version, the weakness you addressed, the action taken, the change observed, and your final decision. The ultimate goal is to build your own judgment, not to engage in endless prompting.